Hey everyone. So there's a lot of talk today in the entrepreneurial world about finding your why, finding your purpose in the world, and finding your deeper mission, the reason you're here, right? Many of us, especially if you're listening to this, you want to know the reason you're here, and how does that relate to your entrepreneurial journey? And that's a beautiful idea, right? To figure this out. But here's the problem. For many entrepreneurs, the question of, what's my why, it's so big that they get stuck, as I'm sure you have as well. You sit there thinking, reflecting, right? Journaling, searching, going to classes, and sometimes you never find it, or you think you're getting close, but you don't hit it. So today I want to share something counterintuitive with you that I've used with a lot of clients, including myself, hundreds of clients actually. And this is the secret, this is the counterintuitive aha moment I hope you'll have, is that you don't find your deeper why by looking inward. Not first, at least. You often discover it by how you show up for others. So let me explain. One of the things I've learned after coaching, many, hundreds of entrepreneurs at this point and CEOs is this: your purpose doesn't appear at once like lightning, like, you have a flash of inspiration. This is what I need to do. It reveals itself through the work that you do, the conversations you have, the relationships you have, and especially how you serve others through service, basically. And one of the fastest ways to access this deeper level of yourself is actually quite surprising. All it takes is asking better questions. Now, most entrepreneurs walk into, to meetings, right, thinking, I know what the problem is. I know what needs to happen. I have the solution. Now let's put together a plan. But the most powerful leaders, I've noticed, the ones who had real transformational shifts and have really found their purpose and real fulfillment in their business, is they do something different. They talk less and they ask more. So this brings us to a very interesting secret, a coaching secret actually, something I use, I learned in coaching. And I'm going to share some of these questions with you that I use with my coaching clients. And the beautiful thing is that these questions are incredibly simple. Sometimes the simplest thing is the most profound. So this is what you do. And I'm going to teach you a little bit how to be a coach, right? So when you start a meeting, whether it's with a team member, a colleague, or even your boss, you begin here. You go ask the simple question: what's on your mind? It's a simple question, but it does something really, really powerful. It shifts the focus away from you and onto them. And that's the secret. Now, most people, surprisingly, when you ask them what's on your mind, they'll give you an answer. It's a pretty simple question to answer. But the real magic happens when you ask the next question. After you ask what's on your mind, they speak for a little bit. Then you ask, what else? You'll be amazed at what people reveal to you once you give them the space. Once they begin to open up, you can go deeper and deeper. And then you can ask them, once they start talking about things, what's on your mind? What else is going on? Then what's the real challenge here for you? Not the technical problem, not the surface level issue, but the real challenge they're experiencing. It's a very powerful question to ask. Then if you even want to go deeper and get very specific, you ask, what do you want? This question forces clarity with people, because many people are talking about problems and the issues they're having, but they haven't actually defined, what they want. And finally, at the end, one of the most important leadership questions you can ask after people have gotten clarity through these 4 questions is, how can I help? Now, the interesting thing is, I don't know if you've noticed, but to get to this deeper place, a place of why, we never ask the why question. Why questions are hard to answer. Why is this happening? Why is this problem happening? Why am I here? These are really hard. Much easier to focus on what and how questions. So when you start asking questions like this, something really remarkable happens. People feel seen, and they feel heard, and they start trusting you. But something else happens. You begin to discover something deeper about yourself. Because often, in fact, maybe almost always, your purpose reveals itself through service. And when you genuinely ask, how can I help? You're no longer an entrepreneur, or business person, or a founder trying to prove something to somebody. You become a leader who creates space for others to grow. And paradoxically, this is often when your purpose, your real purpose, starts to emerge. So if you're an entrepreneur and you feel like something is missing, if you're searching for your deeper why, start where you are. Okay, I challenge you. Start in your next conversation. Talk a little less, ask a little more. And I'll review these questions so you have them fresh. Ask people, what's on your mind? What else? What's the real challenge here for you? What do you want for them to get clarity? And then how can I help? These 5 questions will transform the conversations you have and will help you discover the fastest path to discovering who you really are. Because you do it by helping others discover who they are. And that's where true purpose begins. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks a lot.